Welcome to this week's group training, and in this training I'll be covering the steps from the beginning to all the way until the end in terms of crafting your initial offer all the way until having a proven offer that you can scale, whether it be through a sales team, a sales rep, or even just through your own internal team. And these are things that I haven't covered yet in the module, so it's all new content based on new information that I've learned. And as you can see, I've upgraded my whiteboard game a little bit. This is a bit more clean, it's a bit more official, more presentable with the different colors and things like that. So I hope that helps you guys as well. So just to start off with two things that aren't on the screen right now. Number one, I guess it's kind of about crafting your offer. There's no right way to craft your offer, meaning you might be looking at my offer, other people's offers, and just trying to copy what we're doing or copy what somebody else is doing. And from my experience, there's no correct way technically in this space to craft an offer. Some people do weekly payment plans. Some people do no payment plans. Some people do monthly payment plans. Some people do monthly payment plans for 3 installments. Like, there's no right way in this space. So that's why I'm sure you guys are going to see a lot of people looking to charge upfront, things like that, to where you might think that's the norm. And a lot of people do that. It has a lot of pros, but who knows, maybe your target audience who you want to work with would really benefit from a weekly payment plan or even a bi-weekly payment plan. So that'd just be my first tip to you. Don't think that you have to be cookie cutter in the sense of how exactly you structure your offer. It can be unique and it can be creative. That actually be recommended in terms of crafting your offer, not just, like I said, being cookie cutter and trying to do what everybody else is doing. Because as this coaching, consulting, agency, marketing space gets more and more saturated, it's going to take you and I just to be more and more unique and creative in terms of how we present our offer to our prospects. So with that, I just want to start off by saying, like I said, there's no right way to do it. There's no, you have to do it by the book. We're entrepreneurs here. So as you know, it's going to take some creativity. It's going to create some uniqueness in terms of not just crafting your offer, but doing everything, with this type of business. So I want to start off with that. And number two, the biggest mistake I see people make with this is that they don't even craft their offer. They don't craft their marketing or sales systems. They create their course first. And I've talked about this in other videos, but it's just still, for me, is a big issue when I talk to prospects and they're like, yeah, I've had this whole entire video module course built out. It took me 5 months to shoot, and now I don't know what to do with it. I don't know how to market it. I don't know what my offer is. I don't even know if people want the course. And for me, that's just such a waste of not only time, but opportunity cost, energy. It's just a really bad situation to be in. And, not that that's hasn't been successful for some people, but for 95% of people, they would benefit from first crafting the offer, putting something out there, getting a proof of concept, like actually getting a client who pays for that program or course, and then actually take the time to invest in creating the course. Now that you have marketing systems and sales systems to actually generate clients for that program, and you have a proof of concept that somebody actually wants it and people want it. So I just wanted to throw that out there to start. I know some of you guys and girls are launching courses and programs that include video modules. And the benefit, as you know, of that business model is that it's super scalable. It's very, I'd say, on the lower end in terms of time investment that you have to spend with clients as you onboard them, since the main chunk of the content and what you're selling them is in those video modules. So obviously, it's not bad to shoot video modules. It's not like you have to skim on shooting them. My recommendation is that until you get a proof of concept, until you get to this stage in crafting your offer, do not shoot the video modules yet. Maybe if you want to plan them, like plan an outline, at least have a decent understanding of exactly what your content is going to be, what the modules are going to include. And then once you actually get past this point, proof of concept, then you start shooting. So I just wanted to throw those two different principles out there before getting started. So to start, I'll just go through the main 4 topics of what we'll be covering. So obviously on the Left side, you have crafting your offer. Then you have proof of concept, tweaking your offer, and then, of course, having a proven offer. So with crafting your offer, a lot of people think they need to have all of these things done. They need to have a fancy website, a content base, so many testimonials, and years in the business to just be able to craft a decent offer. But from my experience, this should take, like it says down here, 20 to 30 days. So roughly 3 to 4 weeks to just craft your initial offer. If you're, let's say, launching a new business or even launching a new arm of another business that you have, let's say you have a marketing agency, but then you're launching a done with you service, technically you could say you're launching a new offer. So in terms of what exactly is entailed with crafting your offer, you have 4 different pieces. You have the deliverables. So what exactly, if a prospective client asks you, what exactly am I getting? You have to know exactly what you're going to be giving them. Is it going to be video modules? Is it going to be one-on-one coaching, group coaching sessions, Discord, Facebook groups? Or if you're a marketing agency, what exact services you're going to be offering them? Are you going to be offering them consulting calls? You have to really have certainty in that, because once you get somebody on the phone, let's say a prospect, having certainty is probably one of the most important things on that sales call. For me, having that uncertainty in terms of somebody asking, so what exactly are the deliverables? What's the scope? What exactly are we getting? And somebody saying, I have to look into that and I'll let you know. People actually, they do that on sales calls and discovery calls. They don't know what they're selling. And if you're a prospect, you're like, why would I invest $1,000 a month, even let's say $2,000 for a program into this person, into this individual, when they're not even certain of what they're offering? And you would think that's common sense, but trust me, a lot of people, they jump the gun. They just want to start getting on these sales calls without having certainty in exactly what they're offering, what the deliverables are, and of course, these other things. But to start, know exactly what you're going to be delivering the client and what they can expect. So that's number one. Number two, what exactly is the end result that they're going to achieve by joining your program or working with your company? That could be increasing lead generation, increasing their health and wellness. Let's say you're an online fitness trainer, you're going to help set them up with a diet plan and a workout plan, things like that. You're going to help them increase revenue. Let's say you're a sales consultant. You just have to understand, like, what's the end result and why should they work with you? Because at the end of the day, people are selfish by nature, and that's not a bad thing. Selfish has somewhat of a negative connotation, but I mean selfish by saying that people just want to understand what's in it for me. Like, how is this going to help my company? Especially this is business for the most part. Some of you might be in the B2C space, but even then, people, if they're going to be spending a lot of money, they're going to think, okay, what's in it for me? So for you, you have to understand, like, okay, what's the end result that I'll be promising my clients? Maybe not promising, but offering. If they work with us, we're going to help them achieve X, Y, and Z. Because if you just go on and on and on about, yeah, we have these great, deliverables, great training modules, great team members, and, great support. I'm not saying those are bad things, but you also need to, not be so logical. Once you start talking about end result, like, imagine you having a consistent flow of leads, appointments, and customers, where you can't even handle the amount of clientele you have. That's more of an emotional point that's tied to the end result, not so much the deliverable. So obviously people buy on emotion and then, reason with logic in terms of after they make the purchase, they reason based on logical and rational information. So for you, you should be able to combine, the having a solid end result as well as solid deliverables, not one or the other. People think that they're one, combined thing, but, from my experience, they're two separate entities. Obviously, pricing is the next thing in terms of, okay, well, based on our clientele, our target audience, their budget, their needs, we can start off with charging them X. And there's really no, like I said, there's no right way to do this. There's no, okay, you have to charge at least this. You have to, set it up in this manner in terms of a payment plan. There's no right way to do anything. It's really dependent on, like I said, your business, how long you've been in business, your credibility, your experience, your target audience, your clientele, et cetera, et cetera. So for me, I would recommend, just to, look at the numbers, that your offer is somewhere in the thousands. If you're talking about 1,000, it's a little dicey. I'm not going to lie. It's a little tough. I would say if you're talking about 1,500, if not 2,000, you're moving in the right direction, because let's say it costs you $600 in ad spend to generate one client. If that client's worth 2,000 to you, okay, you're making 1,400 profit after other expenses like ClickFunnels and ConvertKit and stuff like that. You might be looking at 1,200 profit per month. Okay, that's solid. That's doable. Like that's a scalable offer. So for you, like I said, there's no right way. Some of my clients charge 5,000, 2,000, 12,000 per deal. So there's no right way to price it. But that's why, people just want to skip to this point in terms of having a proven offer without going through these steps. That's why you want to craft just a minimal, more basic offer, put it out there, hear what your prospects have to say about it. We'll get to that in the tweaking your offer part, and then go from there. So like I said, deliverables, end result, pricing, and having certainty in that. And this is touching a bit on sales, going on a bit of a tangent, but if you don't have certainty when you're talking to a prospect about these key principles and key things, nobody's going to want to spend legitimate money with you. That's just not the way it's going to be able to work, right? People, if they're investing thousands of dollars into somebody, and I say investing because it's an investment, whether it be in their health, their well-being, maybe with a life coach, or their business, they're going to want to be certain in that decision, and you need to help them be certain by being certain in what you say. So with that, like I said, if somebody says, "Oh, how much is it?" You don't want to be saying, let me see here. Yeah, so based on your business, it's going to be blah, 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 blah. You don't sound credible. You don't sound certain in what you're saying, and that's not really a persuasive, place to be in a sales call in that manner. And with that, somebody's not going to be as likely to invest with you. So having certainty in these things before actually launching your marketing system is key. Obviously, your first few sales calls, let's say if you're a brand new offer, I'm not going to say they're going to be rough, but they're not going to be fantastic, killer, especially if you don't have a ton of experience. They're not going to be killer sales calls. It's going to take time to really develop that certainty in exactly what you're saying, when you're saying it, and how you're saying it, more so. So, and that's, like I said, that's more of a sales tangent. That's not really the topic of the training, but I just wanted to mention it. So the last piece is credibility. So for me, this isn't really having years of experience or having a ton of testimonials. Credibility, in my eyes, could just be tied to someone having, like I said, confidence and certainty in what they're saying on a sales call versus somebody else who maybe has 10 years of experience and has tons of testimonials, but if for whatever reason they're just not confident, in their sales pitch and they don't have certainty in what they're saying, you'd be surprised how many more prospects would go with the person with confidence and certainty, even though they have no experience. So, like I said, credibility isn't a set thing for one person. If they have testimonials and they have a lot of experience and they're confident and they're certain in how they speak, that's a win-win. That's a fantastic place to be. But of course, if you're just starting out, you don't have a ton of testimonials, then having credibility could just be in you writing up a few blogs, having a decent looking social media platform, let's say a great Instagram, a great Facebook, a great website that you could send people to, just for them to really, build up that trust, build up that confidence in you, so that they're more likely to, like I said, know, like, and trust you to want to invest with you. So having credibility isn't one set blanket thing in terms of, factors needed to get there. It really does depend on you, your experience, things like that. But for me, if you don't have any experience and no client results, being confident and certain in what you're saying, once you're actually pitching your pricing, end result, and deliverables, can go a long way. And like I said, this should take, to craft this, 20 to 30 days. And I also say that because, if you're joining the program, you, depending on your situation, different factors, ideally you should have your system launched in around 30 days at most, so a month. So let's move on to proof of concept. So this is a pretty short one, not really much to explain, but for me, having a proof of concept is simply someone actually buys your offer, this offer that you created over here. You get people coming in through the funnel, you pitch it to them, and you get somebody to actually purchase that offer. So for me, in my eyes, that means that you have a marketing system set up, you have a sales process set up, you have a sales script set up, and you have a whole entire, I guess you could say, branding and positioning set up, whether it be through social media, your website, or whatever, where you establish credibility with the prospect, and they just seem to resonate with you in terms of your offer. They liked you, they liked your website, they liked your social media. Something clicked to where they went ahead and purchased that offer. So for me, in my eyes, that means that you have something that works. Now it's just a matter of repeating it and scaling it over and over and over and over. A lot of people, like I said, they want to create a whole entire extensive 25-hour video course, but they don't even have one paying customer that tells them that, hey, somebody actually wants my stuff, which you would think is simple. It's a simple thought, but you'd be surprised, like I said, at how many people just assume they're going to be able to sell $1 million worth of programs and courses or services when they don't even have one paying customer, but they invest all this time and opportunity cost into developing that course that maybe nobody will ever buy. So that's why for me, I always recommend crafting the offer first, and ideally after that, within the next 2 to 4 weeks, even 2 to 3 weeks, getting that first client, so you establish that you have a proof of concept, you understand that people are willing to pay whatever you're charging for that offer. And now it's just a matter of, like I said, repeating it to where instead of selling, 1 or 2 a month, you're selling 1 or 2 a week, and then 1 or 2 a day, over time, of course. But that's basically what the proof of concept is. Someone actually purchases your offer. The next step is tweaking your offer. So once you start talking to prospects, let's say every day, every week, every month, month after month, you start to develop patterns in terms of seeing, okay, all of my prospects seem to have these pain points, they have these needs, they have this budget, and that's where you tweak your pricing. Maybe you introduce some new payment plans. Maybe you tweak the deliverables based on the tweak you made to the payment plans. If you lower your pricing, you also lower the deliverable in terms of, instead of weekly one-on-one calls, now they're bi-weekly, now they're monthly. Now you do 2 group coaching sessions per week instead of 1. So that's why you have this period in between having that proof of concept and having a proven offer. You have this initial kind of bridge to where you make tweaks based on customer data, customer feedback, as well as prospect feedback. Like I said, based on their pain points that you see, trends in their needs, their budget, the type of people that you're marketing to, the messaging that you have. This gives you a nice, solid, roughly 6 to even 8 week period to really, if you're spending a good amount in advertising, that'll give you enough time to really start to figure out and really have that consistent offer where you have the deliverables super down pat. The pricing works, that payment plan model works. And then that's when you can, go from having just one customer to consistently having customers every single month, every single week, and then eventually every single day. So like I said, this should take roughly, just this portion, not 6 to 8 weeks into your system. This should take roughly 6 to 8 weeks in itself. This is a timeline for once you actually launch. So you're looking at, 100 days in on the higher end in terms of really making the final tweaks to your offer and then moving on to having a proven offer. And like I said, just to restate, that could be changing the deliverables to add more one-on-one support, add less, or decrease the one-on-one support, increase the pricing, more payment plans, etc. So that's the bridge between this and that. And once you actually get multiple customers, let's say per month consistently, you have your marketing, your positioning, your branding, your messaging, all those different factors all down pat. You're starting to spend more on advertising. That's where now you have a proven offer, where the definition in my eyes is that you can consistently sell that offer multiple times per month. So that could be twice a month, could be 4 times a month, could be 10 times a month. But for me, if you can consistently do that over the course of, a few months, let's say even a quarter, that's a proven offer that you can now scale by spending more on advertising. But like I said, a lot of people, they like to take shortcuts. They want to get to here in 20 days. But it just doesn't work like that from my experience in this type of business. You really need to have, I wouldn't say a crazy amount of patience, because in terms of, this is relatively an extremely short amount of time in the grand scheme of a business. From going from nothing, having just a concept, to actually getting a proof of concept, having a tweaked offer, and actually having a proven offer that you can scale in 3 to 4 months, I say that in the grand scheme of business is a really short amount of time. So for me, like I said, means you can consistently sell that main offer multiple times a month. You understand exactly who your ideal client is. You understand exactly what their needs are, what their pain points are. All of your pricing, your payment plans, your deliverables are all set. And now from this point on, you're ready to scale it by spending more on advertising, maybe getting a sales rep, things of that nature. But of course, that's a bridge, we'll cross when we get there. So for now, I know a lot of you might be in this stage. I don't think anybody, maybe a few people, depending on when you watch this, might be in this stage. But depending on what stage you're in, definitely watch this training a few times, because I went over a lot of different things. I tried to limit the tangents. I think I did a decent job of that tonight, and just really try to understand exactly the transition. At least understand that it's going to take you time to get here, but that's why you're in this program, to where you have a roadmap to get there. In terms of, like I said, crafting that offer, understanding exactly what goes into that, developing that proof of concept, getting that first customer, tweaking your offer, improving your product, improving your service, and then eventually having a proven offer that you can sell consistently, multiple times per month. So that's really it. And in terms of next steps, I want to also include this one key point. A lot of people, when they come into the program and they want to work with me, they have all of these different ideas. They want to do a $5 ebook, and then they want to do a $99 course, and then they want to do a high ticket program, and then they want to do this and that and blah, 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 blah. But it's just too many offers. That's why I say crafting your offer, selling your main offer. I don't say offers. See, it's singular, not plural, in the sense that until you have a proven offer, there's no reason why you should have more than one offer, maybe two, in the sense of if you're selling the same thing, maybe you're selling a program, but you have 2 different levels. I'd say, okay, that's fine. That's cool. That's good with me. I wouldn't say that's different offers, but people say, okay, I want to launch this funnel and I want to launch that funnel and I want to do this and that. And it's like, you should be worrying about just one offer, one funnel, one ideal client. Until you have a proven offer, don't even think about developing another offer. So I forgot to include that in the beginning, but that just popped in my mind as I was shooting this. So bottom line, to recap that's why I say offer, not offers. You're not going to see success if you're unfocused, in the sense that you're trying to do so many things at once. Focus on your main offer that's relatively high ticket, could even be $1,500 or $2,000, could be $12,000, depending on your target audience. Scale that, develop a proof of concept, tweak it, perfect it, and have that, somewhat perfected, if not proven offer in 3 to 4 months, even if it takes you 6 months. Scale that. Really see how you can start getting to multiple 5 figures a month with that one offer. And trust me, by that point, you're going to start to realize, why would I want to take my focus away from this already proven offer to totally restart something else that might not work? I already have something that works. Let me just try to, instead of getting, now I'm getting a client a week. Now let me get a client every other day, or 2 clients a week, or 3 clients a week, whatever your number is. So I just wanted to restate that because a lot of people, they have all these different offer ideas and price points and this and that, but having that unfocused mindset, it's not, for me, it's not awful. It's great to be, creative and have a lot of ideas, but at the end of the day, you really need to focus on one offer, scaling it, having a proven offer, perfecting it, and then scaling that to where you're making, multiple five figures a month, even let's say gross, not even profit, from that offer. And then let's talk. Maybe at that point you can, discuss offers, not an offer. So to recap, crafting your offer, 20 to 30 days it should take. Proof of concept, 35 to 55 days. Tweaking that offer, 55 to 100 days in. Having a proven offer, 90 to 120 days. And like I said, this isn't separate. These are all combined in terms of, for example, 35 to 55 days means 35 to 55 days of you being in the program. Not 35 to 55 days just to get one client, just to clarify. Because I know some of you might be thinking, oof, it's going to take me 30 days to launch and then maybe 2 months after that just to get my first client. No, just to clarify, this is just a timeline that's consistent with each other to where, like I said, this is having a proven offer. Not in itself, it should take 4 months. By the third or fourth month in the program, you should have a proven offer. Even if it takes 5 or 6 months, that's fine, but just want to clarify that as well. So I know that was a lot of information. I go a little bit here, then a little bit there. I go on tangents sometimes, but I try to keep this as structured as possible to really help you guys learn as effectively as possible and accelerate your growth. So like I said, I recommend you watch this once or twice, really try to take in all the information and really understand these concepts. These concepts work. It's just a matter of making them work for you and your business. So watch this training once or twice. Let me know, please, if you have questions via Discord. I would love to answer them. And thank you guys for watching all the way through, for those of you still here. And hope you have a great week. Talk soon.